I don't know about you, but I love Skibidi Toilet. I love to sit down every morning of every day and watch the latest upload of Skibidi Toilet. Believe me when I say, when I pass away from this earth into the realms beyond, I want on my headstone Skibidi Toilet. Now, I'm sure you're aware of the Skibidi Toilet trend. Many people have many different opinions. Some people herald it as like the second coming of Christ, that it is absolute cinema, and it is basically just a matter of time before A24 pick up the rights to produce their own film on it. And believe me when I say, when A24 get the rights to it, it will be a slow, bone-chilling thriller with absolutely no jump scares. And then you have the other group of people that think it is the single worst thing to ever occur, and it's basically ruined everyone's childhood growing up on YouTube right now. Now, honestly, I don't really understand the problem with Skibidi Toilet. I mean, it is literal toilet humor because, you know, it is heads coming out of toilets. I think, if anything, when I was a kid growing up on YouTube, the stuff I grew up with was just as ridiculous. I've already mentioned it in previous videos, talking about how you had the Gmod Idiot Box by Das Bullshit. Going back on that right now, that was genuinely just the equivalent of loud equals funny. But I guess you could argue there was a little bit more substance there. There was different skits, different jokes, as opposed to just toilet, now bigger toilet. Now there's a guy with a TV on his head. Oh my God, paracynical reference. Oh my God, look, he's got a camera on his head as well. Oh my God, that's so epic. Now, if you don't know what Skibidi Toilet is, and I've just gone on this weird tangent, and for some reason you're still here, despite not knowing anything I'm talking about, welcome to the Pyro Live channel. We upload content like this every single day. Skibidi Toilet is what happens when you nostalgia bait the Half-Life 2 community, Gary's Mod community, Source Filmmaker community, and then game the YouTube Shorts algorithm to get yourself tens and hundreds of millions of views. So if you've seen one Skibidi Toilet, you've basically seen them all. Essentially, it's basically this ongoing war between these toilets that have human heads. If these heads look recognizable to you, that's because they're taken straight from Half-Life 2. That is very important, by the way. I'm going to get into that later. And every single one of these videos features a mashup of two different songs. The original song, Give It To Me, that was like basically viral all over TikTok, and then the remix of a song that is literally called Skibidi Bop Yes Yes. Now, I actually saw the original Skibidi Bop Yes Yes remix. It was like this fat guy just like dancing around, and his belly was so fat it would literally just jiggle like this, like right in front of him. This is it, by the way. This was his entire bit. I don't have a belly, unfortunately, so like it won't work for me, but you can imagine. So he'd basically, I put a pillow underneath myself for like, you know, dramatic recreation. But all he would do is basically just stand around outside and then do this. That was it. And because there is literally nothing going on in countries like that, that got him, like, it made him famous overnight. One thing I've noticed with that kind of large guy is the fact how whenever he's collabing with someone, like a restaurant or something, he's there doing the dance, and then the guy who's like serving the food, probably the restaurant owner or manager, he looks like he's got a literal gun to his head because they all just serve the food and they're like... So their family's going to be executed if they don't join in with the funny fat man. So now you know the lore of Skibidi Toilet, and because it got posted to YouTube Shorts, and YouTube Shorts promote literally anything because they really, really want to compete with TikTok. Like, for example, I've posted the occasional YouTube Short on this channel, and despite it taking like 5 minutes to make, completely low effort, I mean, somehow even less effort than this channel, some of them would still get millions and millions of views because YouTube is so rent-free about promoting shorts because, you know, they want to compete with TikTok. That's why you'll also see a lot of YouTubers posting their analytics being like, yeah, I'm a 10k sub channel. I actually got 100 million views this month. And then they, you know, they'll blur out their earnings because they made like $5 off it because it is so hard to monetize short form content. So now you know the lore of Skibidi Toilet, you know why it blew up, and you know that it's basically, none of it's original. It is all pre-used assets. It's from the Half-Life franchise, Gary's Mod. It's done in Source Filmmaker, SFM, the same engine that they used to make like the Meet the Pyro, Meet the Heavy TF2 videos, the Left 4 Dead trailer. None of it is really original. But despite that, the creator of Skibidi Toilet, the fuck boom, he has basically been going around copyright striking people, which, again, as I've set up the whole preface of none of this being original content, the music isn't original, it's all yoinked, the assets are basically from Half-Life, it's not really the best precedent to send. You could argue that it's transformative, which is totally fair. I mean, it is transformative, but I do also think with how like unfair music copyright can be on YouTube, like for example, I could make a 4-hour game review on some all-in-the-head game, and then if I used 5 seconds of like the Skyrim soundtrack, I could get a copyright claim name and lose the entire video. So recently, the YouTuber Game Tunes basically came out saying that he got a copyright strike from the Skibidi Toilet guy. I like how we know his channel name, but we're still just going to say the Skibidi Toilet guy. Skibidi bop bop, yes, yes, yes. Skibidi boppity beep beep. So apparently he wasn't happy that like his content was being used in Game Tunes videos. If you don't know who Game Tunes is, I've done like a quick look at the channel. It's basically just like animated parodies of like video game content. So it's not like they were stealing clips or anything from his actual videos that blew up. They were just recreating it. Apparently the situation was resolved and Skibidi Toilet Man basically said, you know what? I've done enough injustice for today. I'm actually not going to claim any more of your videos. And then subsequently, a couple hours later, struck 2 more of his videos. And as you know with YouTube, with that amazing system it has, 3 channel strikes and you're out. This like horrible countdown timer begins on your channel where it's basically saying, okay, so you're going to lose your entire livelihood. Your entire channel's basically going to disappear. We're going to set a little clock in the corner just so you know how long you've got left. And then a couple days later, they did an update post basically saying, we've reached an agreement with the fuck boom and we've worked with YouTube to reinstate our videos which were previously removed. Now, I'm not sure what kind of agreement they came to. Maybe it was like, don't feature any toilets in your videos or don't feature any heads coming out of the toilets because that is my intellectual property. Because if you're stealing from the fuck boom, what he's basically claiming is he owns like Male 07 Half-Life 2 NPC and he also owns Prop Toilet from the Half-Life 2 franchise. Now, looking at Game Tunes' channel, I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that it is a work of art. It's a video that he has poured his heart and soul into. How dare the fuck boom strike it? It's basically just peddling content for toddlers the exact same way that the fuck boom was. But by copyright striking Game Tunes, it's setting a really bad precedent that you're basically saying you can't use the same assets that I use. You can't have the same ideas that I use. Could you imagine how toxic that would be? That is the equivalent of basically one YouTuber playing a video game on stream and then no other YouTuber is allowed to do it because the bigger YouTuber did it first. I'd also like to say the Skibidi toilet trend has actually gotten so bad. We now have, I love this article so much, Skibidi Toilet Syndrome. How to protect your kids. Skibidi Toilet is today's kids' newest obsession. First starting in YouTube, this video series is now on other social media platforms and gaining mass followers. The YouTube channel has now almost 24 million subscribers, while their TikTok has over 2 million followers. The series is a collection... Okay, so you can tell that this was wrote by some like middle-aged wine mum, by the way, because they are... The lack of knowledge here on like Half-Life lore, on Gmod lore, it is awful. You might almost say that the boomer writing this article has somewhat of a life. The series is a collection of a man's head emerging from a dirty toilet seat, singing "Buys a King's Dom Dom Yes Yes." How to prevent exposure for your kids. Since the videos are trending, many people are advising parents to pay attention to what kids are watching. In this video, there's a slip of a kid crouching down as if on the toilet and sing. Wait, is that real? Okay, this has probably been removed.
Akibat ketagihan kartun
It's not even English.
Budak alami sindrom
It's not even English.
Cuba tengok video kat atas
It's not even English. Why would you link this? What the hell? Oh my god, Skibidi Toilet is actually... What the hell?
Budak selalunya dalam raga dan tong sampah, lepas tu menyanyi dan buat bunyi yang aneh-aneh. Apa yang kata sampai masuk.
I can't actually tell, like, is that just a random kid in a barrel that was filmed like 8 years ago, or is he actually trying to recreate Skibidi Toilet? I mean, that's always going to be the case with Skibidi Toilet content because these videos tend to get like 5 million views in the first like 10 minutes of being uploaded. So it's pretty obvious that the main demographic are just going to be little children. And I don't mean like the average para viewer. I mean actual like fetuses on mommy's iPad. Because obviously like little kids on their iPad, like they're going to have more spare time to watch YouTube content than pretty much anyone else. Now, Twitter did what Twitter always does when someone gets into controversy and tries to unearth basically all the bad stuff that they've done to try and like body on them. So various tweets came out about the fuck boom, like for example this SFM screenshot of like a cop kneeling on another cop's neck, and then someone else here tweeting saying, I just remembered he also made an animation where he depicted Ukrainian soldiers using civilians as human shields, wanting to bomb Ukraine and threatening to murder the Ukrainian leader if he didn't sign an agreement to join NATO.
Editor here, take this piece of evidence as you will. The video's been taken down by him, as you can see here. Back to the slop man.
The only thing we know at the minute of Skibidi Toilet is that he's Russian and currently he lives in Georgia. But overall, it's a very weird situation. And obviously, you know, like long story short, I'm going to say something very brave here. Copyright striking other YouTubers is kind of bad. It is kind of bad. I mean, a very good example is a couple of days ago, I uploaded on the main channel a video on the myhouse.wad mod. I know I was like 8 months late to that trend. I get it, okay? But imagine if another YouTuber that got a lot more views, Power Pack, copyright striked my video. I think I've just gave him a very bad idea now. Don't do that, Power Pack, please. I liked your squirrel stapler video. Please don't copyright strike me. Thank you. Thank you.
Hello, my dear piggies. You might be wondering why I'm here today. Pyro was an idiot and didn't record anything after for the outro. So I, his slave, his dear editor, must come in and do this part. As you can see here, I have not played Counter-Strike since 2017. I have sheer disgust for Valorant, so CS2 is a better alternative. As I'm launching this game, I'm reminded of a tweet where this girl met a guy on Valorant, and they basically became e-couples. Sleep calls on Discord and other degenerate digital shit. Reading her tweet here, I met this guy on Val and we have been together for months. We did everything together and then I found out he's 45. My heart hurts. I won't ever be the same. I'm never sleep calling with another e-boy again. Here's proof. This e-boy in question is a 45-year-old man living with his mother and used his nephew's photo to catfish. Resemblance is close enough. Stop complaining. Isn't Valorant a great place for all that ooh and degenerate shit? I'd rather have Europeans scream slurs in another language than dealing with e-couples. I've joined a casual game mid-match, but no worries. Frankly, I personally love making my crosshairs just a dot. It makes other players incredibly upset, and I get off on that. Don't judge. I also have an ultra-wide gamer monitor that heightens my gamer sense. Oh boy, round's over. Time to game. Now, I'm more of a Dota degenerate than a CS degenerate. But to me, the future of FPS games seems to look foggy. With all the hacks and cheats and all. Most unfortunate. Let me change this really quick. Now I know I should buy, but I should warm up with just a pistol. So far, the graphics look pretty nice. When did CSGO come out? 2012? Goddamn, we're all getting old. I think that's enough CS for me today. Underneath my calm demeanor, I am actually C. Please like this video so Pyro can finally release me from my prison. I haven't seen my family in months, but the slop starts coming and they don't stop coming. Please, my dear piggies, I can't take this shit anymore. My location is at...